Moriarty is one of fiction's greatest villains, and yet in every retelling, the audiences are slightly in love with him.
Yeah.
And I wanted to understand that what is it about a brilliant man that chooses chaos over order that we find so seductive?
I think that's interesting, this, because Moriarty, he only appears in one Sherlock Holmes book. And then I think he's mentioned 4. And yet he's become this incredible sort of villain.
Yeah.
It's, the heart of your question, I think, is the heart of the show, which is this friendship between these two intellectual equals, right? These two different sides of the same coin. And if we're lucky enough to keep going, that's something we're going to explore. Why one man chooses darkness and the other doesn't. And also how easy it is to trip over into the dark path. It's nature nurture.
What do you think?
I think we can't help but be drawn to people that just see the risks and do it anyway, and do it with a sense of ease, in which I think comes very easy to Moriarty. He's not unaware of danger, but I think there is also a blind optimism to choosing chaos and believing that you're going to come out the other side of it unscratched.
There's a freedom, I think, to Moriarty. He's that guy where I think he will just do what he wants to do, and it's quite a liberating thing to be around that kind of person.
And it's really brave as well, because I think the idea, to charge it kind of like culturally at that time, to be like an Irish person in that echelon of society in England, I think the idea of being like, why not me? Why, and having that belief in yourself at that time, I was really endeared by as a character.
Yeah, and I just feel like, do you think it also maybe speaks to us as a larger human race, that if we could, we would choose Moriarty, we would go down that road?
I'm biased, man, but yeah.
I've got to be more hopeful, I think, for society. I think, because I think we all choose the Moriarty route. We're damned. So I think we find the Moriartys incredibly alluring, and we want to be around them, I think. But I'm going to be slightly more hopeful for the fate of humanity at this point. And
everything in moderation, including moderation. I think, we could all do with a spoonful of that spirit of wildness.
But it's funny though, because I've talked about this before, and the idea that if Sherlock, it's like a pinball, and if Sherlock hadn't met Moriarty, he wouldn't become Moriarty, right? And if Moriarty hadn't met Sherlock, he wouldn't become Sherlock. So I think it's sort of action reactions. The fact that the two of them meet that sets them off. It's like that. What's that collider?
The Hadron Collider.
The Hadron Collider, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They shatter and they head off in different directions. And I always think that if Moriarty hadn't met Sherlock, he'd be probably a junior professor somewhere at Oxford, because he's Irish, so he might not make it to the very top.
Come off.
In those times.
He's so ambitious.
I know something, but in those times,
fair.
right? You know what I mean? Would you get a full professor in Oxford in the 1870s? I don't know.